Hey guys, what's up? Thanks a lot for tuning in. My name is Pranav Kumar and welcome to Resilience Esports. I'm a business management student who is volunteering his time to work with Resilience Esports as anything and everything you donate using the QR code goes directly to Magic Bus Foundation India. Magic Bus is an NGO that primarily focuses on life skill development for both children and young adults to ensure they complete school. Alright, so we'll be picking from where we left off. I know this is not what I planned to do today because I was trying to do a dual stream on Facebook and as well as on YouTube, but something or the other is going wrong and again and again. Alright, so let's clear off this assassin tombs. Has had a lot of puzzles to solve. The first one. So I think so today there's no stream on Facebook today. Something messed up in my PC or something. My OBS is not helping me out today a lot. Alright. Let's go. Oh, there's a timer. No. Okay, how do I get up there? Anyways, the thing has stopped, I guess. Right. Let's do this quickly. What the hell? Come on, Pranav, faster. Alright, the first thing is called FOMO, like these. Okay. You know what? Let's at least another time. Alright, let's do this. Speed, I am speed. Lot of puzzle solving this game. to go all the way around. No, I wasted my time standing here. Just in time, huh? It's going up. Alright, so I have to climb this, then go up the scaffolding. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Is my face not visible a lot? Okay, guys, okay. Where do I have to go? He's stuck, for God's sakes. Climb up, bro. The hell is wrong with you? Alright. Oh, I just fell. So this is the one. Go up here, then there. Then up this here. And don't tell me this is. Oh god, this is difficult. And the animations took up like 5 minutes. Come on, let's do this with haste. Now where you're there. Up there. This. I forget now where do we have to go. And how do we get there? Yeah, it's from the other side where most probably. Yep. How do I climb this up? How do I climb this up? My god, this is like exhilarating. You should reach there, right? Yep. Whew. This was tiring. All right. So I have to jump in. Simple. Oh, nice. $500, right? Okay, let's go back. So we have 3 out of 6 seals. Alright, then let's get on with the game. Dude.
Have you lost
The Doge and Council of 10 meet this day to determine a course of action. Merchants had better come all trade through the Aegean Canal.
Let's get this viewpoint done fast. Fast viewpoint. Alright, let's do this.
The families of the group.
Here we are. Oh,
Where is Emilio?
I told him to be here.
You told him yourself, in person.
Yes, myself, in person. I'm concerned that you don't trust me.
As am I. Perhaps you'll arrive with the others. Walk with me.
oh. Poor people don't even know that I've already taken
I'll go
care of
things in the
Emilio.
house.
Honestly, it's difficult. Mocenigo keeps his circle close. I've tried to lay the groundwork, making suggestions, but he has other voices at his ears.
Then you must work harder. You must become part of his inner circle.
See, I understand. But it's harder than I expected.
And why is that, Carlo?
I don't know, he just... the Doge doesn't like me.
I wonder why.
It's not my fault. I'm trying to please him. I learn what he craves and I have it delivered. The finest jams from the orchards of Sardinia, the newest fashions from Milano.
Yes, and that's called being a sycophant.
A what? What did you call me?
A doormat. A flatterer. A bootlicker. Need I go on?
Bastardo. You don't know what it's like. You don't understand the pressure in there.
Oh, I don't understand pressure.
No, you have no idea. You are a government official. I'm 2 steps from the Doge himself. I am beside him day and night. You wish you could be where I am.
Are you done?
Hardly. You listen to me now. I am close. The Doge can be recruited to our cause. I'm sure of it. I need a little more time.
Time is not a thing we have in great supply.
This third person makes it really fun.
Keep moving.
Is it much further?
Don't be such a little girl.
Oh. Are we back in Firenze? No, this is Venice's slaughterhouse, where innocents are put to death.
Buongiorno,
I
Carlo.
fell after the.
Signor Carlo?
We thought Emilio would be with you.
Emilio is dead.
What? How?
The assassin. The same one who hunted down the Pazzi. He's here in Venezia.
E così? Silvio, did you not know? He could be anywhere. He could be here right now and we might not even know. He struck Emilio inside his own palazzo.
And so, what of our plans?
There is no longer time for subtlety, my brothers. We must act
Hey Ashwath,
now.
what's up?
But Marco, I'm so close. A few more days, if I can just...
No. It happens this week. We should keep moving.
And what does the Spaniard have to say of this change of plan?
You can ask him yourself soon enough.
He's here? From Roma?
So I've heard.
Good. Then perhaps he's made a decision.
About what, cousin?
About which of us shall step into the robes of the Don, cousin.
I didn't know there was a decision to be made. Surely the choice is obvious to all.
Obvious indeed. It should be the one who organized the entire operation. One who came up with the idea of how to save the city.
There is no lack of value in
No, I'm gonna lose them both.
It is wisdom one needs to rule. Do not
Calma, Amici, please. There's no need for it. You know it's not up to either. For all we know.
My God, they're talking there. I'm fighting here like an idiot.
Vieni a prendermi.
And why not me? I'm the one who's done all the hard work.
Basta! We wait for his arrival.
Are you sure he's
They're
coming?
moving.
Yes!
We'll wear him down.
We should move a little faster.
About time you were put out of our misery.
You want to say you think die? Let's try it again.
No, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose them. I'm gonna lose them. I'm gonna lose them. Oh, there you are. You know what? Let's get rid of these guys. They're there, right? So by 25 seconds timing will start now. Cool, so I'm free now.
This guard's a good find, cousin. How much did you pay for him?
Perhaps not as much as he deserves. He saved my life on 2 occasions, though he's not much of a conversationalist.
Enough with your inane prattle. The choice of Dojo was never up to any of you, and you were never given permission to make plans.
Forgive us, Maestro. We wish only to serve.
The plan is
Inane
this.
prattle. Hey Harsh, what's up?
Dojo Mochenigo will die.
Thanks a lot for tuning in, man.
And once the deed's been done, Marco shall take his place.
Vi ringrazio umilmente, Maestro.
Good. Messer Grimaldi, you are closest to Mochenigo. You work the most vital. Serve us well, and it won't be forgotten. Walk with me. I don't want any blood spilled, you understand? It was
Dude,
to
how is
protect
my
all
character
those quiet.
standing there like...
When are you closest to him?
I have full run of the palace. He may not care to hear what I have to say, but he trusts me by now as one of his own.
Bravo. Then I want you to infiltrate the kitchen and poison his meal.
So be it.
Marco, can you furnish us with a suitable toxin on short notice?
I defer to my cousin. That is really his area of expertise.
Ah, Silvio.
I am at your service, Maestro.
What can you bring to get this done?
I will confer with my associates in the streets, but chances are good that I can procure some cantarella.
Yes, and what is that?
It is a most effective form of arsenic and difficult to trace.
Ah, va bene, va bene. Then it's decided.
Hey! You've just hurled Fra Antonio's treatises on cabbage botany to the ground. A little respect for this masterpiece.
Dude, it's just cabbage. Why are people just...
A new agreement has been signed with the Bay to ensure your safety.
Let's stop.
Forgive me, Maestro, but is this not perhaps a tad dangerous for you? Involving yourself so intimately with the minutiae of our plans.
I feel the need to involve myself more directly. The Patsy disappointed us in Firenze. I pray you will not do the same.
Do not worry this time. The Patsy were a bunch of foolish...
The Patsis were a potent and venerable family, reduced to rubble by one young assassin. Do not underestimate this troublesome foe, who now haunts your city. Or the same fate will befall the Barbarico. I want this done promptly.
Oh,
Bene, I must return to Roma.
he kind of
Time is
looked
of
at
the
my
essence.
looked in my direction, man.
Do not fail us.
He is actually the antagonist of this game, serious antagonist of the game.
Che idiota sono. I should have kept my eyes on them. I need to go and see Antonio if I have any hope of salvaging this mess I've made.
Bearing down on you? Was I supposed to avoid you? Commission another cycle to adorn their child.
Alright,
And their outright interest is hard. Submit our as Oh, that is impressive.
what is happening today? So I have no clue why my stream is getting stuck so much. Yeah, there are a lot of frames dropped today. I have no clue what is happening. Why is this happening? Yep, see, I see a lot of frame drops as well. I have no clue why this is happening, man. Harsh, seriously. Hmm. Let me see if I can connect to a different network altogether. Hold on a minute. Everything seems fine. I don't know what is happening. My Ethernet is also working properly. It's working at 4 Mbps as of now. 4 Mbps? Well, I had a system of 40 Mbps working, but I don't know why my Ethernet has just given up today. GPU is fine, Harsh. I just checked the GPU as well. Let's see. Let me see if it's working again. So let me take a random walk on the street and see if it's working.
Come, distinguished cliente. I may be upmarket, but my after-sales service is without peer.
I have no clue what's wrong. I think so. We'll do this mission and we'll cut short our today's stream. If everything is still messed up. Yeah, I'll have to cut short my today's stream.
Leonardo.
Ezio, so good to see you. How can I help?
I have a horrible network today for some reason.
Haha! You found another one. How exciting! This one's easy. You just move every other letter. Here.
Alright. So I have no clue what went wrong today. GPU is also not used. Usage is also fine. Video encoding and decoding is also fine. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, but I don't know if I can have a lot of things done. See, I do see a lot of frame drops Yeah, 41% of the frames were dropped. My goodness. So basically, you guys aren't even seeing anything. All right, let's go to the top of a building and keep that as our wallpaper while we talk. Uh, let's find a suitable building to climb on.
Stop! At once! You'd better get out of my sight! Order!
All right. I think that guy's gonna trouble us if we talk.
Not you! Where do you think you're going?
My goodness, I'm gonna. All right. Don't fall. All right. So here we are, looking at that building over there. All right. Right. So. uh, Horrible things are happening today. Uh, my frames are dropping a lot. Oh my god. Done? Right. So as I was saying, my frames are dropping today a lot. Anyways, small things about Assassin's Creed in 14 was this setup. Assassin's Creed 2, this game was basically Ezio's character was set up in 1480s, 1476. Right. So this guy, let's take a quick recap of what we've seen in the story and then maybe एक और experience. Yeah. So let's take a small trivia through this game and let's talk about Assassin's Creed itself today. So this game being set up in Ezio's life, Ezio Auditore da Firenze, a character over here. Uh, Set up in 1480s. Good thing that we do see Leonardo da Vinci get involved in Ezio's life a lot. Ubisoft actually did a good amount of writing for this game because the story is pretty good. Also, you see a lot of characters that you don't usually see in other games, like characters that are actually known for the history. You saw in Assassin's Creed 1, people who might have watched the trailer, you might have seen that there is a show. They actually show people as in your character Altair using a crossbow in the trailer to kill one of the guards, but in the actual game there is no crossbow, right? That's because Ubisoft wanted to be as historically accurate as they want, and crossbow did not exist till the 1400s. So they removed it in game. So I think Ubisoft actually put a lot of effort in the earlier stages of Assassin's Creed. I think till Assassin's Creed 3 and 4, um, they actually put a lot of effort to, well, use all the unexplainable things to show it as pieces of Eden, well, the doings of pieces of Eden and hidden blades and assassinations to be shown as done by Assassin's Creed, right? But I think now they've just given up on everything. They've made games like Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, where they're just like, okay, that's enough for us now. We can't actually work with keeping everything historically accurate. So they've included magic and other stuff like that you don't usually expect in Assassin's Creed game. Ezio Auditore's character was actually what propelled the Assassin's Creed series into fame. He's actually a young playboy character who's loved by most of the ladies and is very chill and cool about it. Assassin's Creed 1 was much of a serious game. So it was based on Prince of Persia Assassins and then converted into Assassin's Creed. So it was, well, an emo game for emo kids. Whereas Assassin's Creed 2 series, well, the Ezio saga, which is Assassin's Creed 2, the game which we are playing right now. Then there's Brotherhood, and then there's Revelations. Takes you from a point of where Assassin's Creed character Ezio Auditore was born. So you might have seen the first scene was him being born, and in Revelations is the last scene where he ditches his hidden blades. Yeah, Prince of Persia is actually true love. So the last scene of Assassin's Creed Revelations is him being 58 years old or 53 years old. I'm not really sure what his age was at that point of time, and he renouncing his hidden blades and giving up the assassin's life and retiring into peace. You see Ezio being very cool and calm every time, but it's pretty sad how his life went on. So you've seen already his half of his family already died. All the male companions in his family die, and he's the only one who has to take care of his sister and his mother. Well, he's taking the help of all thieves and mercenaries and Romanis, or well, if you don't want to put it that lightly, well, prostitutes in the area. It's actually pretty good how he actually manages to rise up the ranks and become one of the master assassins. So yeah, as I'm moving my mouse around, I can see frame drops. So there's no point actually me trying to play the game today. Anyways, so where was I? Yeah, so Assassin's Creed 2 is basically him being trained by Mario Auditore, uh, learning what assassin's life means, learning the ropes of the things, and slowly becoming one of the master assassins. So Assassin's Creed 2. Let's talk about how the Ezio saga itself. Let's not go far off in the recent Assassin's Creed game. So Assassin's Creed 2 is set up in majorly four cities. There's Florence, Rome, Venice, and I think Fordley. Right. Uh, it's a big game. Like it's a very huge map altogether where you have to roam around. There's Monterigini as well. You can roam around a lot, and there's a lot of travel going on. But it's well defined, and this game was actually liked by the masses because the story is one of the best stories that have been ever put out by a gaming company ever. I think so. Bioshock is another game which I actually like for the story. So guys, if you're on the chat, let me know if you want to see me play Bioshock, because uh, it's well, I am not really happy with what the game itself was. It could have been made much better for the time, but for the time when it was made, it's very good. But the story is not one of, the story is the best story I have ever seen till now. So Bioshock, yeah, Harsh, if you're there listening to me rant, have you heard of the game Bioshock? All right, by the time Harsh replies, so I don't know if I should talk about Bioshock in this stream, but yeah, it was one of the best made games. Harsh is sending out hearts. About other games that have good storylines or are actually fun to play and have, right? So if you ever get free time, play Bioshock. It's I think it's a very old game, should be cheap to purchase, and it has a very compelling story. Like it has the best story ever. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you because well, it's like something like Gupt or something like that. I can't tell you what the ending is because that will ruin the whole game for you. But uh, let me see if we can finish off the. I actually plan to finish off the Desmond saga, and I think this game is like 21 hours, and we've lost like 2 hours today. But anyways, we'll make it. So once I finish the Desmond Miles saga, which is Assassin's Creed till Assassin's Creed 3, if we finish that off early, then what I plan to do, then we can start off with Bioshock, or we can start off with another one of my favorite Assassin's Creed game, that is Assassin's Creed Origins. So most probably I'm gonna put out a poll by the end when I finish Assassin's Creed 3, just asking which game I should live stream after that, because both of the games are my favorite. Origins is pretty new, so the graphics is one of the most beautiful graphics I've ever seen in game. And well, Bioshock is a pretty old game. I think it came way back in 2006. So it would be very similar to Assassin's Creed 1, the mechanics and everything. So that is also so. And let's talking about good storylines and things. I've seen Skyrim and Dishonored, both made by Bethesda. studios, they have a very good game mechanics. So when I talk about game mechanics, well, Skyrim is like an open world game where you can walk around to. It's like GT only. It has one of the largest maps ever made for that time. I'm gonna say for that time because it's not about the size of the map, but it's basically about the details put in the map. Skyrim has ants. There should be a video on YouTube, someone explaining how detailed the world of Skyrim is. So the map size is not that big if you compare it to something like Assassin's Creed 4 or a GTA 5 map. The map is not that big in comparison, but the detail is so much that there are like hidden catacombs everywhere. There are underground. You can walk. You can fly using dragons. It's pretty good, but it's a very large game. The world is pretty huge, and it takes you a lot of time to travel from one point to the other. I think there are what do you call fast travel locations that make sense. Yeah, okay. Since we're not talking about sandbox maps, Harsh, sandbox maps have no limitations to them. They are ever increasing as well. So Minecraft has a bigger map, makes sense. But well, I'm talking about games that have fixed sizes, and Skyrim actually has a very detailed amount of map. Talking to about Dishonored. So well, Dishonored is actually a story about a guy who is basically the bodyguard of the princess bodyguard, and everything goes to hell when the princess or the queen is killed. Well, the queen is killed in while he was standing right next to her by assassins, and all the blame is put on him, and he becomes a dishonored person, and then he has to gain his honor back while saving the princess. So the guy actually we play the role of I think a 32 or 35 year 30 to 40 years old man, and he treats the princess as his daughter, and it's about you saving going across the map, killing your targets, trying to gain back your honor, or people who have actually mistreated you in a way, or have led to the have like were in the conspiracy of getting the queen killed, and then you put the princess on the throne. But the story is pretty straightforward in that, but your in-game choices actually make a lot of difference on the uh, outcome of the game. So what I mean to say is, well, the game is set up in during the plague era of a different dystopian world altogether. Let's not go there. But it's set up in the plague era where there were a lot of rat infestations going on. So what the game has done is, if you kill lot of people, like you see me roaming around and killing random guards, right, in Assassin's Creed, and it has no effect on the outcome of the game. But in Dishonored, if I kill a lot of people while I'm trying to kill my target, what happens is the rats get a lot of feeding material, and the rat infestation rises. So the rats can actually eat the corpses, and then their infestation will rise. And what will happen is, even though you have been able to put the princess on the throne, what will happen is she would be leading a world, or she would be the queen of a world that is completely infested with rats, and there is no well, what do you say, nothing good is gonna ever happen because of the amount of rat infestation happening, and there is no cure for it for the same. And if you actually be stealthy and sneaky and managed only to kill your targets, or have them taken care of without actually killing them, okay, when you look at the game, you'll understand what I mean by taken care of while not actually killing the person. So there's one guy who actually runs slavery silver mines. So what we do is we grab our target, we cut off. I think what happens in game is it's not explained in game, but it's just said in game that the guy's ability to speak has been taken, and he's been shaven bald and is put in the mines to work with the slaves, the very slaves he was supposed to take care of. Well, he was supposed to be the owner of. So that's how you actually take care of. Let's do that. Take care of or have non-lethal options to get rid of your targets. Uh, make them the very slaves that they were. Well, जिसके ऊपर आप यातनाएं कर रहे थे. uh, so it's a pretty good game as well. Dishonored. Uh, all right, let's see if I can run around without actually losing a lot of frames. Maybe. Yeah. It's not as smooth as I want it to be, but should do. Alright, let's get on with the game then. Okay. Alright, the villa's chest is full and I'm not earning more money because of it. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this again today, so no point. Let's find a rooftop to stand and then let's talk about other games now. Oh my god. Yeah. There's something horrible going on with my internet today. I'll try to get this fixed by the evening Valorant stream today, but let's see. Didn't expect this to happen. Yeah, it's even worse. I just saw it, Harsh. I'm finding a rooftop to stand on. And we can continue our conversation about other games now. This seems to be a peaceful enough place, overlooking the skyline. Okay, let's stand with that. Alright. I wanted him to be in the sun. Alright, so here we are. Alright, so there's something really horrible about the stream going on right now. So we talked about Skyrim, we talked about Bethesda games, right? We talked about Bioshock, we talked about Assassin's Creed going on. Blades out. You want me to have my blades out like that in game, or is it a video game that I'm not aware about? Alright. So you do see a lot of I can't keep standing like that, I have to hold my mouse down. Or let's see if he pulls his sword out and stand like that. Keep it back, this looks normal. Anyways, so where were we? We talked about Assassin's Creed as well. So Assassin's Creed Origin in real well, I hope I had hidden blaze like this guy in real life as well. So I think the first ever game I played for Assassin's Creed was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the next game after this. And I was very obsessed with the idea of having hidden blades. So I looked up a bunch of YouTube videos and I found out there's something called as a drawer slider, right? You might have seen in your offices or in your homes where there's a ball bearing system on which the drawers are set up, right? So when you set up the drawers over there like that, with using that, so that's called a drawer slider. And if you sharpen the tip of the drawer slider and put it on your arm, it very much acts like a hidden blade. So I think I spent a lot of my 12th standard using tools, cutting, sharpening stuff. I think so. I might have it's stuffed somewhere till today as well. So In my next stream, if I find it, I'll show it to you guys. So Assassin's Creed has always been one of my favorite games, and I've always been very obsessed with hidden blades like these. No, no, this, come on, bro. This, him being actually able to pull out a bunch of blades out of his forearms. It's pretty good. So, in talking about the hidden blade and Assassin's Creed trivia, if you want to say, uh, you've seen Altair did not have a left ring finger, and even when Ezio was actually getting his hidden blade fixed from Leonardo, it was Leonardo said that this requires you to sacrifice your left ring finger to accommodate the blade. So basically, what this means is for you to actually have the right to carry a hidden blade and be called be actually, what do you call that, be inducted into the assassins environment, or the assassins, well, what do you call this, gang of thieves, if you want to call them. You actually have to show your commitment to the cause, and have to and the only way to show the commitment is to you losing out your ring finger and actually cutting your finger off and then showing them, okay, that's how committed you need to be before you're given a hidden blade to actually use. So that's the general trivia about how the ring finger comes into the picture of hidden blades. And I think this is explained in Assassin's Creed Origins, the game that came back in 2000, I think in 2019 or 20, not really sure. Yeah, the game that came back in 2020, I guess 1920, where the sacrifice of your ring finger is explained. So I think there's one mission where Bayek, the main character of Assassin's Creed Origin, goes in to kill a person in the bathhouse. So Assassin's Creed Origin is set up in well, I think 48, 49 BC in Egypt, where he and his wife have lost their kid due to some, well, what do you call this, the Templar conspiracy, and they are now in vengeance and trying to kill everyone they see in their path to, like, well, they're trying to take vengeance. Let's keep it at that, right? So, and figured out that one of the Templars, I think at that point of time they didn't use the word Templars in the game because that's a newer word, because the Templars Crusades came in 1100s. Knight Templars, they were called the Snake Eyes or something. They had a different name altogether. So they figured out that one of the characters, well, a villain characters, is in a bathhouse. So he just straps his hidden blade to his forearm, walks into the bathhouse, and gets into a fight with that guy, the character. And he's holding his fist like in a punching format, and then he swings his arm to call his hidden blade out. And since if you can see my camera, I don't know, you can see my camera. If let's say the hidden blade is coming out of my arm like that, my ring finger is gonna, like, you can keep a pen or a pencil to your forearm and you can understand. My ring finger is actually the one that it'll get what do you call, interrupted by. And since it's a pretty sharp knife, his ring finger cuts off while he's trying to assassinate the guy while holding a fist. So assuming you don't have a ring finger anymore, you can actually pull out a hidden blade and have your fingers in a fist. So from there is where the trivia of losing out your ring finger or showing your sacrifice came in. And then later, when he actually forms a creed of assassins, people who are joining in, they explain how they're very committed and they are ready to lose their ring finger as a show of commitment to the cause. So that's how the very old trivia came of you losing out the ring finger. You don't see this character, so that's his right hand. Let me walk here and go. So you don't see him lose out his ring finger here, because Leonardo explained how the blade has been modified so that you don't actually have to lose out your ring finger anymore. Well, it's not about the modification part that actually works. The thing that happened over here is you don't have to lose out your ring finger anymore, because now later in this game you're gonna watch is they brand your ring finger. So basically they take a piece of hot metal and then they touch it to your ring finger, so that there's some sort of a indentation, or your skin has a ring on the ring finger on your ring finger as a sign of your commitment to the creed. So that is how they go about it as of now. So this is the 1400. So all the games that were designed after this, which is Assassin's Creed, I think 3, 4, uh, Unity, Syndicate, the characters don't have their ring fingers cut out. But the characters that are before this do have the ring finger cut out. That is, Assassin's Creed Origins has the ring finger cut out, ring fingers cut out, because that is the origin how the ring fingers are cut off. And well, Assassin's Creed Valhalla uh, is a newer game which I haven't played, but Assassin's Creed Valhalla doesn't. The character does not like to wear his hidden blade on his forearm, under forearm. He wears it on his top forearm. So it's like pulling out blades out of your fist and punching out to kill people. So Valhalla is basically you being Vikings and actually uh, looting and looting other people. So it's set up in a different environment altogether. So since I haven't played that game yet, or I haven't actually watched any walkthroughs of it as well, I'm not in the best position to comment about it. But let's see if we can play Valhalla as well. But I'm not really sure if we can. About Odyssey. So Odyssey is basically set up even before Origins. And Odyssey does not have a hidden blade in the game altogether. So in Odyssey is basically the life of Spartans, where you are you have a choice to choose between two characters as what you want to play with. The game environment changes because, well, if you're a male or a female, the dialogue delivery kind of makes a different impact, but the story overall remains the same. You are either the granddaughter or the grandson of Leonidas, the main character you might have seen in 300. This is Sparta, so that guy. So and you have his Leonidas's spear. So Spartans used a spear and a shield. So you have a spear which you use like a knife. Well, you don't put it on a what do you call, a javelin. You put it on a smaller piece of wood. So it's like a spear that is this big, not that big, and you can use it as a swinging knife or kind of thing. And how it is explained that ESO artifacts. So basically, this game revolves around ESO artifacts, or pieces of Eden, if you want to say that. And how Leonidas' spear is one of the pieces of Eden, because that's why he was such a great warrior, because he kind of had a hint of what kind of attacks were gonna come to him even before the other person attacked him. And that's why he was always able to defend himself. It's a very good game, Odyssey. Some people like it a lot, some people hate it a lot. But depending on how you enjoy the game, you can actually, it's very very relative. So Assassin's Creed, the Ezio series, that's 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, had like 0 haters. If I have been in my history professor, I would. Oh, let's see. I didn't know I could talk so much about Assassin's Creed. It's my first time actually sitting down and talking about this game a lot. Anyways, thanks Ashwath, and thanks a lot for that comment. All right, so I don't think so we'd be able to actually stream today a lot, because even if I move my mouse, I see frames drop. But 1476 in Venice is a very beautiful era to be in. You get to meet Leonardo da Vinci. You get to see his what do you call inventions. So Leonardo actually has invented a way to fly for humans long before we actually implemented it. Leonardo actually had a prototype of a helicopter ready, of a tank ready. Leonardo da Vinci had a very big impact on the Renaissance era, and that's where we are right now. So it's a very beautiful place to be in, or a beautiful era to be in. You get to learn a lot, and I'm really glad that Ubisoft came up with this idea of using actual historical figures to make out a game. So I think I'd be ending my stream in a few minutes because, well, I can't play today, and more or less that should be it, I think. But as and when we move around the game, yeah, Leonardo was a Rocky Bhai of KGF. Harsh. Right. So as I was saying, I'm playing the game. If I come across something that has some sort of historical importance, I would try to explain this. I think so in this game as well. There's something called as database, right? You can go here and see locations, and you can actually walk around. So let's say Venice, for example, and this is Point del Radio, right? So one of the oldest and okay, the oldest and most famous bridge in Venice is the Rialto, and is dividing the line between district of San Marco and San Polo. This so what Ubisoft has done over here, you can see is since they're using real places, they have a lot of real information put inside the game. You can so I think one of the most important figures in all of I haven't been to Rome as of now, right? Let me see. No, I haven't been to Rome, but let's say right. Athens and Mario district, San Mogo, Venezia overall. So let's talk. Let's see. Established around 7th century, Venice is the lagoon locked right location of the Byzantine settlers attempting to hide from Lombard invaders in the Middle Ages, and the city has grown into a great naval power. Strategic position in the top of Adriatic means that the ships taking goods inland had to go through Venice, filling the coffers with money and commerce. So, right, as I said, Venice has been completely built on stilts. It's completely built. It's a city that has been completely built on stilts and other things. And to this day, Venice has been the same. So there's a lot of things going on. I think where people are worried that Venice is drowning at a very small rate every year, where the stilts are actually getting pressed in because uh, they were not designed to actually host a lot of people uh, or host a lot of concrete buildings over it. So all the whole city was built by putting stilts into the seabed and then building the city over those stilts. And since there was those stilts were put very close to each other, there's not a lot of rotting going on over there, but there is some amount of it because they tried to make it as airtight as possible, but they couldn't do it. But obviously they couldn't do it. There has to be some sort of error going on. So I think so. By people are really concerned that Venice would be half submerged in water by the end of 2030 or so. So if you're planning to visit Venice in the near future, just do it as fast as you can because you might not be able to visit Venice in a few years or so. Let's talk about Florence or Firenze if you want to call this. So let's talk about Firenze altogether. So this place, founded by Julius Caesar in 59 BCE, Fiorentina was called by the Romans quickly became the center of commerce. Sacking of Rome, after the sacking of Rome in 5th century, the Ostrogoths took over. Under their rule, the city was constantly under attack from Byzantines, who was sent to a population of below thousands. Okay, the Lombard came into power in the 6th century, ending the Byzantine assaults. Florence grew at a population of 80 to a population of 80,000 in the 14th century, of which 25,000 were working in the wool industry. In 1378, the major revolt of lower classes led to a bull combers rising and seizing the government of the city. The progressive radical democracy lasted for less than 2 months before the upper classes seized the control once more. But the revolt was so terrified and rich, terrified the rich that that a century later it was still discussed in hushed tones, much as in the 1960s hippie movement today. All right. So this is what I was saying. So this place, well, Tuscany is the place where you have this Villa Auditore, and you can actually visit it today as well. There is a lot of what do you call mm, historical importances there as well. There is a villa over there as well. It's not the Villa Auditore, obviously, but it's been well designed. So um, people who actually play Assassin's Creed a lot will end up having a lot of historical knowledge to themselves because, well, they have kept true to what actually history was. They haven't deviated a lot of stuff. They have tried to actually fill the loopholes in history with the name of assassins in Assassin's Creed. So anything you don't have a historical record for, or any assassination, or any person disappearing, or something or the other that did not make sense altogether, was the doing of assassins. That is what being shown in the game. So, what's true remains true in game. So they haven't messed up with history a lot till the Connor Kenway saga. That's Assassin's Creed 3. After that, they just gave up. They thought creativity is what is leading the Assassin's Creed, and they started using stuff that did not actually make sense. They did try to have historical what do you call historical figures put in, historical implications put in, but they did mess up their original what do you call USP, that was historical accuracy in game. Anyways, so let's hope but Ubisoft use if any user from Ubisoft actually views my stream and they start making content that is again historically accurate. So I've played Origins, I've played Odyssey as well. They've tried to show a little bit of magic here and there, but it's fine. I understand what you're going for, but they still haven't released a game as of now that actually beats the Ezio saga of Assassin's Creed. So Ubisoft, if you're there, please make an historical accurate game again, and please set up a character like Ezio. You had a very good chance with Bayek in Assassin's Creed 1 to actually do that, Assassin's Creed Origin to do that, but you actually messed up. You dropped the ball there and came out with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you have the bandwidth or the capability to it, we would like to see another game with Bayek as the main character, or Bayek and Amunet. So you've seen Amunet here, right? So the seals that I've collected, there's one seal of Amunet as well. Seals, right? Okay, I don't know if you can see the seals, but one of the seals was of Amunet. So Amunet is basically the hey Ronak, what's up? So today I'm kind of facing some sort of bandwidth issue at my place. We're not playing the game, but we're talking about it a lot. So where was I? Yeah. So I was talking about Amunet. So in Assassin's Creed 1, Bayek and his wife are the main characters of the game. And his wife is actually the one who actually propagates the idea of having a creed all over the world. And then she takes up her street name as Amunet. And that's what this is. So Amunet is basically a character, a playable character for you in Assassin's Creed Origin. So if we reach to Assassin's Creed Origin in time, we would be lucky to actually see her in action, or play the game as the lead character. Alright people, I think so this much would be an enough history lesson for all you guys who are watching. I know I've consumed up a lot of time. But thanks a lot for listening, and I'll be diving into the water now because there's nothing else to do. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Bye bye.